Hi, my name is Jacqui-lee Pryce and welcome to Shadowboxruk.
Listen, don't get me wrong, there are some really good coaches out there. I mean, really outstanding British coaches out there. And, and I just think that there's probably not enough teachers out there to teach these guys. Sorry, hello, darling. Not to teach these young fighters, to school these young fighters. It's all about the body beautiful now and having an 8-pack. And, when fighters have to dig in, and there's not enough cuteness in boxing. There's not enough feints. There's not enough kidding. There's not enough what we call rolling with the punches. There's not enough foot movement for me. I can't get excited when I see guys like Lomachenko fight, as good as he is, as good as he was.
What about? Did you have a chance to have a look at the fight over the weekend? The Usyk and Chisora fight. Any thoughts on that? In terms of Usyk's capabilities, I guess that's what I'm just interested in your views on that.
Yeah, no, listen, I like Usyk. Listen, and that guy puts in his shit. He trains his butt off. I promise you that. He's more sort of what I call a more traditional, old school type. And don't think for 1 minute that you saw the best of that guy on Saturday night against Chisora, because you didn't. I really think that guy gives everybody trouble. There isn't a heavyweight right now, which includes Joshua, by the way. He gives everybody trouble. The only person I think beats him or gives him as much trouble as he gives everybody else would be Tyson Fury.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, because Fury. Yeah, because Tyson Fury right now, he's the money man, and he's the guy that. Listen, boxing's all about timing. And Fury right now, this is his time. And Tyson Fury can simply do things that the other heavyweights can't do right now. And, you can't really question him. You can't question his stamina. You can't question his heart. You can't even really question his chin. All heavyweights carry so much power. Any heavyweight that gets hit on the chin will go over. Tyson Fury's been over. AJ's been over. Chisora's been over. They all get knocked down or knocked out. That's nobody gets out of this unscathed. And I just think Fury right now beats everybody. But Usyk, going back to Usyk, he beats everybody with the exception of Fury for me. He's got so much more to offer, so much more to give. And like I say, that wasn't the best of him. He made the best of that situation. And I think he deliberately didn't. I just think he went through the gears as and when he needed to. Listen, Chisora put up a fight as he was supposed to, but he never won the fight. And, it was entertaining, but like I say, he didn't win. Ultimately, he would have wanted to have won, but he didn't. So, life goes on. But I think with Usyk, if he fights Joshua anytime soon, I wouldn't be surprised if he won at all. There's so much more to come from him.
It's interesting that you say that, because it's not a popular stance, especially after the fight at the weekend. A lot of people were I still think a lot of people are underestimating Usyk, to be honest. But sort of the feedback that came back was, well, he's not ready, he's not big enough, he's not strong enough, he's not this, he's not that.
When you fight for the fight before you fight for a world title, in your mind, you're thinking to yourself, right, I've got this guy in front of me, and this is how I saw that fight, the Usyk fight. Usyk thought to himself, you know what, I'm going to do just enough. I'm going to do just enough to win. If I knock him out, I knock him out. Do I really want to knock him out, or do I want to test myself over the 12-round duration? Do I want to see if I can be against a big 18-stone guy, which Chisora was? Can I go 12 rounds with a big guy? Can I push him back? Yeah, I can. Can I outbox him with ease? I think that's the way he looked at the fight. And maybe he didn't. Maybe he couldn't knock him out. But he's just done 12. He's done 12 good rounds, which would obviously stand him in good stead against a big guy like Chisora, then knocking Chisora out in 1 round. Sure, that's headline news. Yeah, I knocked him out in 1 round or 6 rounds. That's good. But is that going to stand him in good stead for the AJ fight? No, it's not. And I'll tell you for why. Because Usyk will want to take Joshua into the later rounds in the fight, because everybody knows that Joshua gets tired late in fights. So he'll want to take Joshua late into the fight as he possibly can. Joshua might knock him out because Joshua's got a big punch, and you know that could happen. But this is how I think Usyk is thinking going into his next potential world title fight.
I thought it was a great fight, and some of the backlash towards Derek was pretty harsh because they were saying he was gassed after round 3 or 4. I truly believe he was mentally and physically exhausted. It wasn't just the physicality; it was the mental games that Usyk was playing.
Again, you know, listen, critics, you know, you're there to be shot down. When you get into that ring, as a former champion, a former world champion, you're first and foremost, you're there to be shot down. So as far as I can see, Usyk he's in from his perspective, he's in a win-win situation because I honestly believe he was always going to beat Chisora, right? Okay, he was always going to outbox him. May not have knocked him out. Doesn't have to look sensational in the victory. I'm pretty sure, going back to my own career, the fight before I won my first world title, I never looked good. The fight before I beat Roland de Bohol for the world championship, I'm pretty sure. Boxed, I think a guy called Flores, a Mexican guy at the Wembley Arena. I don't think I looked $1 million. If in actual fact, if my memory serves me right, I think I stunk the place out. It didn't have any reflection on the overall result because when you fight for a world title, you know you got there's no stone unturned, and you know on that night you gotta be right. You just have to be right. So you know, I just think there's a lot more to come from Usyk. Don't be fooled by that performance. I wouldn't be, and I think only a fool would be to write Usyk off against anybody right now. And like I say, with the exception of Fury, you'd be really stupid.